Good evening, ladies. How are you doing? Thank you for pivoting and coming on tonight. Okay, when you get here, say hello so that I know somebody's on with me. Alrighty, for tonight, we are using a new paper pack. It is called Delicate something. Delicate. Can't remember. Delicate something. Delicate flowers, delicate garden, delicate, I don't know. Something. It is something. So let me move this out of my way. And we will go over our supplies that we will need for tonight. You're going to need some form of embellishments. Whatever is your favorites. I have a bunch of things that when I do my die cuts and I've overcut for classes, I just kind of put them into piles according to color. I will show you. And I know you all have them, the little 4x6 photo boxes. So for example, this is purple. I wrote purple here, and my embellishments that are inside are in the purple family. So I do this with all my extra die cuts, and the little ephemera packs that come from Stampin' Up, I put those also in here. So like this was a leftover probably from a paper pumpkin kit. This is from one of those little ephemera packs. So I just kind of look and see what is the main color. So like here's two flowers. Those are from one of those ephemera packs. These little flowers and stars and hearts, different ephemera packs, and also paper pumpkin, and then other things like die cuts. So I kind of organize it that way. So like this is my purple box. And then this one is my brown box, which these don't come in brown, but I figured orange was pretty close. So like, for example, here's one of those leaves that I'm going to use tonight, but I just kind of tuck them aside and then, oh, what do I need? I can go right to those boxes. And like this one, I put vellum and gold. So vellum, and then things that are vellum and gold. So that's all in here. It's just an easier way for me to organize them, and then I can just go to them when I need something specific. So let's kind of get started. And I'm just gonna put these back in a specific order. So our card tonight is called a Tuck and Reveal Fancy Fold. Now, this same card will be taught on Thursday in our Thursday card class, but I thought it might be kind of fun for you to get the directions, then that way you could create this same card. Since card class, I've already done all the work for you. This time you get to do the work. Okay, so your base you needed was a 5.5 by 8.5, and you scored at 1 3/4. Well, it's right here, 1 3/4. Right? 6, 1 3/4, 6, and 7 3/4. So this tiny little bit. Then you're also going to need another piece that's the same color as your base, and that is 4 1/4 by 6. So you're going to score at 1.5, 3, 4.5. And then you have one other piece that you needed to also score. Sorry. And it is 2 by 3.5, and you scored it at 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, and 3 inches. And then you have your pretty pattern papers. So this is the back side. I'm going to use this softer side so that it's a little more subtle. 1 1/4 by 4. I needed a specialty paper, so I'm going to use this side, and it's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I see Arlene and Patty, and it looks like we have several other people joining us tonight. And then I have more coordinating pieces that are 1.5 by 5.25, and there's 2 of those that we need, and then a whole slew of embellishments, and then a not so busy piece, and it could be cardstock also. That is 1/2 by 5.25. So let's get ourselves started, and I'm just going to move some things out of my way. Okay, so for this card, you want where your first score line, which was that 1 3/4, that needs to be on your left-hand side. Let's get a bone folder so that we can make sure we have a nice crispy edge. Okay, then your next line, which is your 6-inch, you're going to fold that in as well. So it's almost like it's a gatefold. And then you have this tiny little piece, which is 7 3/4, and that needs to get folded back. So now we have something that's looking like this. Okay, so let's get our pattern papers onto this part, and then we'll continue on. So we're going to take our 1/2 by 5.25. That is going to go on, and that is going to go here in this piece. So let me grab some adhesive and my silicone mat so I'm not getting glue all over everything. Now you could cut these a little bit smaller and add cardstock if you want. And I'm just going to center this within that space. Just like that. And now I'm going to take that coordinating paper that was 1.5 by 5.25, and there's 2 of those. And these are going to go like so, which happen to be the back side of what I'm using right there. I will look up the name of this pattern, this DSP. I cannot remember the name of it to save my soul. It's delicate, and wouldn't you know it, I run out of adhesive. Delicate something. Cannot remember the name of it. I see Cindy's on. Cindy, what is the name of this paper? Delicate Garden? No, I don't think that's it. I don't know. Delicate something. But it is out right now. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to come back to that. Because the next thing we're going to take is we're going to take our 4.25 by 6-inch piece that we scored at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. So it'll look like something like this. We need to put our pattern paper in the middle. So let's do that first. So grab your pattern paper that was 1.25 by 4. And again, you could decide that use this side versus this side. Hey, Mary Lynn, how you doing? I'm going to use more of a subtle because I really want this back side to be my focal on the next piece. So that's going to go like that. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Let's put my adhesive on. And I need to bump this piece up just a little bit. Try to get it centered. And I did not. Excuse me. Okay, so we got that. Okay, now we need to put strong adhesive on both of these ends because that is what's going to go into our base. Let me get out some score tape. So I'm going to put score tape here. And here. Pretty much, since it's a wider tape, I only need 3. And I really want to make sure that I'm putting it on with something that's strong, because it is a moving element on the card. So for those of you who have signed up for the Thursday night class, you have all the directions now for this card. So just go back and look at your picture, and it will tell you all your measurements, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to only do one side at a time, because if I do more than that of taking this off, I might get it a little wonky. So we are going to take this left-hand side off first. I'm going to take my little protective backings off first. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fold it back. So now I see 1, 2, and 3 panels. I'm going to open up my card. I need to put it sideways because I need this to butt right along my score line. So I'm going to put that in like that. Now this piece is going to come here, and it's going to lay right within this range. Okay, so let's take our backing off of that. It feels so good to be on spring break. Ugh. Okay, so now I'm going to close. So if you put it so that you see that first piece and then this piece, now take your far right and we're going to press that on top of that and really varnish it with your hand. Now if we open, it is perfect. Okay, so you were able to kiss those two together. And I'm going to sneeze in about 2 seconds, so hold on. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, ladies. Okay, let's continue. All right, next, we are going to take our last piece that we have scored at 1/2, 2.5, and 3, and we're pretty much going to do exactly what we just did, and that is what's going to create this little piece that goes here on the inside. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is let's get our bone folder so that we can do a nice crispy edge. Crispy, and then another crispy edge, and that third crispy edge. Okay, so the way you're going to want this is where you have the 2 little 1/2-inch score lines are on your left-hand side, okay? And then the 1 score line is over on your right. We are going to put our tear and tape, or whatever is your strongest adhesive, on the right and this very first side of the left. All right, so let's do that now. And then we are going to put our embellishment, or not our embellishment, our pattern paper in the center before we put it into the card, because if we do it after, it's going to be a little difficult. So you need that specialty paper, whether it's a piece of glitter or it's a piece of foil paper or a real pretty paper that has some foiling on it. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. And that was 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. This will go right within this square here. Okay, so now it is time to put this piece inside here. We're going to do the far right. So let's take that piece off first. I'm going to fold it back. And I want to place it right along this edge, as close to that edge as I possibly can. All right, close, and then really varnish that if you have to. Get out your bone folder, give it a little press there. Okay, now this is our next piece. So and it's gonna lay here. Hold on. I just have to double check myself. Hold on. Yeah, it goes like that. Yeah. So keep it so that you are having the 1, 2, and they're both going to be right behind that square. I'm going to peel that off. And remember how we had it all kissed the last time? This time we, can we do that? Let me see. Oh yeah, we can kind of do that. So I'm going to fold this side down so that I can see right where that goes. So now, oh, perfect. Look at that. So that mechanism is working exactly the way we want it to. Fantastic. And then this will tuck. So now you're going to see those papers. Okay. So now I want to embellish here. When I go to do my embellishing for this, and I was thinking I might use this piece because it's so pretty, but I kind of need to cut it down maybe because it is a little large. All right, let's try. I'm going to try this piece instead. Because if I put that there, that would work. I kind of like that. See, this is why you don't throw away your leftovers from Paper Pumpkin, because they work. And I kind of like that. Yes, I do. And I think before I go to put it down, let me see if I want this on here too. If I put this on here, that would add just that little, ooh, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I kind of like that. All right. And I know I'm not gonna use all of this. And of course, all right, give me a little piece, little bit of glue. Just so that I could peel. No, and it does not want to come off from the protective coat. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we got it. So I am going to just place this, I think I want it only on the inside. And then I'll cut the excess of what I don't need. Let's grab some scissors. And I am going to trim this off as well. Oh yeah, see, that's really pretty. And then I'm going to place that. When you put this element down, you only want to adhere it on this skinny 1/2 inch flap. You don't want it on here. So I'm going to just, you know what, I'm going to use a piece of tear and tape just so I know I'm getting right where I need to. And you know what? I should probably do my stamping before I take that off. So I'm going to put that there. So I need a stamp that'll fit right there. All right, let's see what I have. Definitely none of those. All right, I think, let's see if any of these are going to fit. Well, it would fit if I went this direction, but, you know, okay. Right, this says happy hello. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, let's use that. All right, and I'm going to grab a block and some ink. I'm going to use Harbour. One of the colors in this collection is Secret Sea, and I don't know where mine is, so Harbour is close. So we're going to do happy hello right there. Lovely. Now I can put this on here. Perfect. Do I want anything else? Do I want any more copper? Because this paper, it actually has some copper foiling in it. Maybe I'll use that for the inside. Nah. All right, let's put this on next. And I'm going to set it like that. So now when I go to pull, that still is free. Now we just need to place something here. So that's where we might want to bring this in. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Now this is a little bit longer than what I need. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it down to 2 inches. So I just need to take an inch off, like that. And I happen to have a little more of this shimmer, so I'm going to put that, I think, on the edge. Right there. Just to add another little bit of sparkle. So let's see how that's looking. Yeah, see? Look how pretty that would look. All right, now, what are we going to stamp on that? Happiest birthday to you. All right, that's a little too long. Okay, let's try this one. Ooh, that would fit lovely. And that says, I love our, I can't read it upside down. Oh, I love how our friendship has grown. That's pretty. And I don't think Mother's Day will fit, but let's try it. But I don't think it will. Oh, it does. Oh, yes, I would rather have that. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Gotta grab another block. Okay, sounds like it's raining, ladies. Which it's supposed to rain for the next, what, 5 days, 6 days? Something like that. Okay, we're going to put Happy Mother's Day right there. And now I have my Mother's Day card all made. So good. So good. And you know what? I think I'm going to just drag the edge. Oh, yes, just that little bit. Perfect. Okay, now remember, I will be moving this video over to the YouTube channel, probably tomorrow. And please go over, like, and subscribe. Like the post, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notifications. All that good stuff, because Facebook only leaves these videos on the Facebook page for 30 days. And after that, they delete them. So I know many of you like to sometimes rewatch, then that way you can do that over on the YouTube channel. Or maybe you've missed a class and you're like, oh, how did she do that? Then you can go over there and watch it. I probably should have done this part while the card was flat. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, and that folds in, that folds in. Lovely, lovely. Let's add some gems. Oh, nah, don't want those. I think I'm going to use these, and I can use right here, this would be that secret C. Or do we want this pretty, pretty green? The green, I believe, is Mossy Meadow. Well, one green just popped off, so I guess we're going to use some green. And I'm going to put one at the beginning of my sentiment, like that. And they are flat. All right, where did it go? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I am a hot mess today. Hot mess express. All right, let's use the other side. And I'm going to come low right there. So now we have two. And I'm going to do one more small one. And I'm going to go, let's see, 1, 2, oh, that's a lot of green right there. That's a lot of green there too. Let's go up here on this lighter blue, which I think is called Balmy Blue, if I'm not mistaken. So let's try out our card, and it opens just like that. Isn't that fun? So those of you who are doing Thursday's class, we're going to be making this card again, but we will be making it like this. Okay. Super fun. I love it. That's pretty. Okay, so the dots that I used tonight are called the Natural Matte Dots. These are available now. I have a green one somewhere. The stamps are from Flower Cart. This has retired. And I'm going to grab that paper so I can show you how beautiful it is. Give me a hot second. Delicate Dreams was nowhere near it. Okay, let's pop the camera up a little higher so that you can see this paper. So this is one of the sheets, and I don't know if the camera's showing it clearly, but there is bronze, there we go, bronze foiling. So this is one side, this is the back side, which there's nothing on the back side, so there's no like foiling. This is all foiled. Not sure if the camera's really picking it up. And then the back side is a beautiful washed gray. Then we have this beautiful flower. And then I love this side. That it almost reminds me of like linen. And then the paper that we use tonight, that has all the little tiny bronzy flowers. And the back side is the other piece that we used, that tone on tone. So then, like, same paper, you've seen it. This is the other sheet that we used tonight. And then the back side, we also used that pretty checker. And you get 2 of every sheet. Sorry, they were in order. Then there's this one. Look at how lovely that is with that little bit of bronze foiling. So pretty. And then you have a beautiful mossy meadow wash. Love it. It's Delicate Dreams. So this is out right now. It just premiered in March. So if you want it, go and get that. And then the little dots match. And yeah, that's everything. Now our next Sunday Fun Day will be on Sunday, Easter Sunday, and I will more than likely be pre-recording that. And it is a scrapbook page. It is a double scrapbook page. So hopefully you can join me for that. The placement of the first tube. Okay, sure, Mary Lynn. You are going to place one side to, I don't know how to explain it, to the right, and then the other one goes directly to the back. So if you had it laying flat, you have the far left and the far right, which is right where you're going to put your adhesive. So those are the 2 parts. The far left goes on the back of the inside of the card, and the far right goes to this front flap, so to speak. I hope that makes sense. Let's see if anything else. Got it. Excellent. All right. I think that's everything. So I hope you have a super duper rest of your Monday night. And for those of you who are doing card class, I will see you on Thursday at 7 for some beautiful female birthday cards. And the rest of you, then I will hopefully see you on Sunday. Well, it might be pre-recorded. I haven't decided yet because I don't know all of our plans yet. I'm feeling okay. It's not the greatest, but I'm feeling slightly better than yesterday. So that is a good thing. And happy Easter to you as well. So have a great night and see you either Thursday or next Sunday. Happy Easter. Have a great one, ladies.